Well, it's all working for them, isn't it? It's a bit of razzle-dazzle in their play at the moment, but Nick Stevens was actually the third player to this contest. He fell over at the front and gave, and this is the difference, the ability to keep your feet here. Alan Davey put into a dangerous spot, but Scott Lucas has worked very hard, and his ability here to get on that loose ball.
He has.
They've kicked a few out of the air, and it's looked a bit 50-50, but geez, they've worked hard and they've earned every opportunity.
7 goals between Lucas and Lloyd.
I mean, who would have thought when David Hill went down that Essendon could almost excel? I mean, Ryder gives them an extra ground level player and is competitive in the ruck. He's been very good.
Davies had 11 disposals as Lucas comes off the ground, but his influence has been huge in this match. Judd out of the centre. Well, Fev hasn't seen much of the ball in the second half. It hasn't been down there too often. Gives back to Judd. He's worked so hard, the captain. That's a good goal. Against a tsunami almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
There was a little bit of concern with Carlton. If the opposition have got control of the game for a patch of time, can them sort of that midfield bunch, which is half your team really, can they chase and tackle and pressure? And really tonight is an extreme example, but they can get left behind if the opposition are getting control of the footy, and Essendon have certainly done that in this last 2.5 quarters.
Chris Judd averages 23 possessions over 11 games against the Bombers. Lucas taking a seat after that last spectacular goal. And Judd very much on pace. 21 possessions, taking a seat. 10.5 minutes to go. And the umpire will have no alternative but to ball it up again.
Carlton have actually got a loose man behind play now. It looks like a Halpin, but Hocking is the loose player for Essendon.
So damage control.
Percentage protection.
It's a bit late.
It is a bit late.
Okay, stand up, stand up.
Some jousting on the Essendon forward line. Whoops.
Don't be silly, boys. Next contest.
123 to 65. Cruiser very conscious of Ryder. Ryder taps it down. Lonigan, clever player in tight, slips it away. Fresnel, a clever player, full stop towards half forward. Austin close to the boundary line, left the ball behind. Lovett Murray can't keep it in, so a boundary throw in and left half forward for the Bombers, who have been terrific.
It's the Essendon jumper, but does Prismal just look a bit finer than he did with Geelong? He looks really really nice and fit.
So stripes that do it to you down at Catland.
It might be that, but certainly we know he hasn't played for a long time, but he certainly looks very trim.
Cruiser probably won it.
As you speak there, Bruce, I'm imagining Stewie Jew in a Geelong jumper.
Yeah. Well, he played a pretty good game against them in the grand final last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's a beauty.
Hooker and Cruiser. Cruiser winning it. And then Gibbs. Got a few players with the X factor. The Bombers, haven't they? Lovett one of them. Davey another.
Yeah.
Let go, let go. Let go. Thank you.
Got a fair bit of grunt in there as well.
Yeah.
Hocking and Lonigan and Watson when he's up.
So Prismal's little toe poke. Slattery. Good effort by him coming back after a hamstring.
Well then.
Andrew Welsh has been fantastic on Chris Judd. 28 touches. He hasn't given the Carlton captain any time and space, although he's been able to get it at times. But what a fantastic comeback it's been. His second game back this year. Influential in both of them.
It is amazing, isn't it? I mean, he was really good last week, but you'd think when you miss so much footy, you're obviously an ankle injury, you couldn't have done any running training, to be able to go and take a Judd matchup. Geez, he must have worked hard in that off patch.
So Cruiser's little give to Gibbs to Scotland. And back into Carazzo. They've had to retreat so often with the ball tonight, the Blues. And then Dyson. And I think it'll be a ball up. So the crowd tonight, massive. It's the third largest crowd between the two. So over 80,000. Have a look at this, 83,407. Third largest crowd ever between these two great rivals.
Lovett wide of the pack. Couldn't control it. Joseph. No love lost between Lovett and Joseph at the moment. There's Lovett again into the fray, running out of space. Tackled by Simpson. And that ball's not coming out, and the umpire will ball it up.
It's good play by Lovett. He's generally an out-in-the-open receiving type player, but when it's your turn to bodyline it, take the ball, take the tackle and draw a ball up, that's what Essendon have done well.
Knock it out!
He's become an outstanding player, Lovett.
And I think for players you're not used to, I mean, not to be cruel, but say your Winderlick, your Lovett, your outside runners, tonight when they've had to really charge at the footy, I think they've done it. And enough that tonight I've noticed it because that's not really their normal style. So that's why they've probably earned this 10-goal victory.
Now, when you think about the Bombers, I think Andrew Lovett is very much the poster boy. You think of him with the football running. This hooker comes across the ground. Winderlick. He's running too. Looks back towards the corridor. That's a clever kick, demanding something at Dempsey, who storms in, should kick a goal, but misses.
That was the end of about a 100-metre run from Dempsey to get on the end of that. He charged out of the back line.
Another player with a lot of pace, isn't he, Dempsey?
Right there, Alvin, mate.
Well, Lovett's long run
Leave it on now.
turned the Anzac Day match, didn't it? When they were seemingly gone and he took the ball from one end to the other. Houlihan inboard to Scotland, but again pressure. And the Bombers force it forward with some numbers. Carazzo, Davey. Carazzo did well to avoid the Davey tackle. Simpson, so his milestone game won't be a win. Fletcher sets himself. Fisher good hands and good judgment. And now Judd's on. Can he get it to him? Lovett did very well. Great courage there. Judd fetching it now. Back to Joseph. Good back turn. Got rid of Fletcher. And then off one step goes to full forward for Vola. One hand couldn't quite. Murphy got a bad bounce. Winderlick goes back. Gets it to Lovett. Murray. Little kick to hooker to Pears.
Just what we were talking about, really. When his time came, Lovett went back and competed strongly, running with the flight of the ball. Presnell through the centre square. Presnell's pretty tired. They're running past him. Grigg in trouble. Carazzo looks towards half forward. Murphy in best position. Well, he got rid of the man in front, Hocking. Runs free behind. Favola did well. Murphy, Fisher, wayward kick. Very, very high. Camped underneath it. O'Halpin. So he may finish as he started. Set for a big night, but took a couple of heavy hits from Brendan Favola, one on either hip. So he should be perfectly balanced as he comes in and misses. That's Australian. Well, that might be Irish for oops.
I remember watching a game between St Kilda and Hawthorn about 10 years ago when Robert Harvey and Shane Crawford were playing on each other, and they were all virtually running repetition 150-metre sprints up and down the ground. And I reckon that tonight about half the players on the field have done that. The ability just to run hard, up and back.
He's had 5 contested marks tonight, O'Halpin, but just the one goal. Welsh got it in short from Prismal. What a great night for the Bombers. Dyson wide. Winderlick in board to Lovett. Had a huge second half. Back to Winderlick. And then wide. Well, Pears and Fletcher uncertain there. Pears has shown a lot of poise. Hooker. Well done. Back to Pears. Misses Prismal this time, and the ball runs. No, doesn't quite. Flirts with it. Carazzo gets it from Hampson. Back it goes.
O'Halpin and Hampson. Not the ideal combo to work it with finesse. Eventually it comes to Simpson. That blur was Davey arriving from the right. Dempsey. Pears.